We have a deal. Carnival Corporation and the government of Jamaica have struck a deal to return cruising to the island of Jamaica, much like we had seen before COVID-19 hit. You will not believe when this deal is set to start and how many cruise ships are headed to the island. We have that for you. Plus, Royal Caribbean announces today that wearable, traceable technology is headed to every Royal Caribbean ship very, very soon. We have all the details on the bracelets, as they're being called. Let's talk about all the cruise news right now on Island Time. A big hello to all you islanders. It is Wednesday. We are halfway through the week and we are constantly following cruise news right here on Island Time. I am your host, Derek, and my goodness, for those of you who have been cruising since the restart over and over, going to the same ports over and over, which we don't mind, it's always nice to go somewhere new, and my goodness, that's going to take place very soon. This news was just announced literally minutes ago. We have it for you right now. Carnival Corporation, remember, that includes Carnival Cruise Line, but it's not limited to. Carnival Corporation is the parent company. Carnival Corporation and the government of Jamaica strike a deal to return 110 cruises to Jamaica. Get this right here. Jamaica is set to receive over 200,000 cruise passengers on cruise ships between October 2021 and April of 2022. You heard that right. Carnival Corporation is returning to Jamaica practically in the matter of days, in the next couple of weeks, as cruise ships from the Carnival Corporation of Families will continue to sail to Jamaica. Wow, 110 cruise ships going to Jamaica. The largest cruise company in the world, Carnival Corporation, has struck a deal for these 110 cruise ships during a relatively short period through the spring of next year. And it was announced by Jamaica's Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett. We just had a story on Edmund Bartlett and his thoughts on cruising 10 or 14 days ago, very recent. We thought that something was close because of his words that were in the news then. Little did we know, a huge deal for Carnival and the ability to carry guests who want to go and see different islands and different ports of call. And of course, even a much bigger deal for a group of people, an island of people that we so love there in Jamaica. Bartlett gave this assurance after he had high-level team talks from his ministry and his team. They met with Carnival Corporation's CEO, Arnold Donald, and this deal is official. The commitment is subject to continued close collaboration between Jamaican authorities and Carnival on logistics and public health concerns, is what Bartlett had revealed in a press release literally just a few minutes ago. The Carnival engagement is one of a series of meetings with several different travel partners as Jamaica is set to come back and open their all-inclusive resorts. Some are open, but to really bring the flights back into Jamaica as we saw, maybe not to the levels of pre-COVID, but maybe close. But it was so important for Jamaica and their Ministry of Tourism to start cruising again. Here's what was said here. With the return of stopover visitor arrivals since June 2020, we have been seeing steady growth toward pre-COVID-19 levels, and now that cruising is back, we are looking forward to significant growth in our numbers. All requirements have been put in place to meet both United States and Jamaicans' COVID-19 protocols, in addition to passengers being limited to moving within resilient corridors. So there will be limited travel within the country, and we've seen that with the Carnival Sunrise visiting Jamaica Ocho Rios just a couple of weeks ago, and visited last week actually. that it was kind of limited where you could go, but Carnival excursions were accepted. You could book through Carnival. You could go places within the island there in Jamaica and the port especially, but some of it is restricted. So know that before you go. Know this too. Bartlett shared the protocols. He underscored the fact that cruises have to meet strict measures. They are enacting measures much like the Bahamas has and Belize, governing the restart of the industry, which sees a requirement for passengers over the age of 12 be vaccinated. We know that, okay? That's nothing new. And for passengers to provide evidence of negative results from a COVID-19 test that has to be taken within 72 hours, which is going to be fine because we now have to take a test 2 days before we embark on a ship. So what great news for Carnival Corporation fans, especially Carnival Cruise Line and Jamaica. This is set to return quick. It's going to be interesting to see, it's going to start in just a few days. When will the first cruise ship of the 110 cruise ships set sail and arrive in Jamaica? We are watching it close. We're excited for that. And now let's get to our second story of the day, and this one is interesting. Royal Caribbean is introducing new wearable technology aboard all of its cruise ships very, very soon. If you've kept up with the conditional sell order that's on the CDC's website, they update it frequently. The latest was August the 27th. You will see this right here. This is a recommendation, which let me remind you, most cruise lines have accepted recommendations of the CDC and they've put those recommendations into place. This one has not been put in place by any cruise line until now. Look at this. Recommendation for all cruise ships. To further reduce the spread of SARS-CoV-2, cruise ship operators, as a best practice, should consider the use of wearable recording technology, example, proximity bands, to rapidly identify close contacts if contact tracing is necessary. That is a recommendation by the CDC. And Royal Caribbean is the first cruise line to take that recommendation and to act on it. I do not think they will be the last. Let's get straight into the news right here. Royal Caribbean has signed a 2-year deal with TraceSafe Incorporated to provide custom wearable tracelet wristbands for the line to aid with COVID-19 contact tracing. Royal Caribbean months ago trademarked this term tracelet. They didn't do anything with it for several months, and now they have. In a press release, TraceSafe said it has worked in collaboration with Royal Caribbean's innovation team, and they've developed these new tracelets that passengers and crew will wear. They are waterproof. You can wear them in pools, hot tubs, take a shower with them on. You can go to the beach, go snorkeling. It would be just fine. They are hypoallergenic, and they are meant to be worn at all times so that Royal Caribbean can monitor where you go. Now, if there's an outbreak on board, if there's a positive COVID case on board, they would be able to use this technology to see where that positive case person had been, and they could do contact tracing to see if you are in close proximity to that person. Maybe you sat close to them in a lounge. Maybe both of you went through the buffet line together. Maybe you were sitting by the pool with this person, and they could contact you and say, hey, you've been in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Royal Caribbean began talking about this technology in 2020. They used this technology even in Singapore in December of 2020. The devices caught the attention of the United States CDC, which reportedly asked Royal Caribbean to share what technology they were using in Singapore. Not sure if that is the route that took place, but the CDC definitely recommended that cruise lines begin using this technology, and they have. Royal Caribbean introduced this wearable technology on the Quantum of the Seas, but it's going to be delivered throughout the rest of the fleet very, very soon. It was the willingness of the TraceSafe team to develop a custom tracelet device that met our requirements for style and design that propelled this partnership forward. That's from Jay Schneider, Chief Product Innovation Officer at Royal Caribbean Group. We look forward to continuing this engagement with TraceSafe as we explore the many new opportunities for the tracelet and that technology on board our ships. Tracelets will eventually be worn by all crew and all passengers on every Royal Caribbean ship. Details on when these tracelets will be ready and when passengers and crew will be wearing them was not announced. But how neat is that? I know that some of you islanders, you've said before, I do not want this technology. I don't wear a watch when I'm on a cruise. I take off my Apple Watch or my Fitbit when I'm on a cruise. But this looks like Royal Caribbean is going to make their passengers and their crew wear these. Would you be interested in wearing one of these? There are benefits to wearing one of these in the world that we live in today. Would you wear one? Would it bother you? I know I'm a person that, especially if it's too tight, and especially how it feels on the wrist. You know, if it's rubbing against my skin, it's too tight. I don't think I would be a fan, although I understand that there are positives that could come from it. It's really got to be something special for you to be able to wear it, not notice it, for it not to bother you. It's going to be interesting to see. Would you be open to the idea of wearing this tracelet, again, trademarked by Royal Caribbean? That term will not be used by Carnival or Norwegian. If someone else goes with this technology, it will be called something different. But would you be interested in wearing one? Let us know in the comments below. I hope you liked this video today. If so, give me a thumbs up. If you're not an islander yet, but you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you as part of this Islander family. That's all the news today. We will see you tomorrow right here on Island Time.